Hey, welcome to the Alive Podcast. I'm Dale and decided to sit and talk to you folks today. Welcome to Manor Studio. You can barely see the sign behind me, but I promise you it says Manor Studio. I was thinking about something last week and decided to talk about it today. I've always wondered why, as we grow up, grow older, that for some reason we stop dreaming, we lose our ability to have ambition. I don't know if we get comfortable, if we start thinking, oh man, I better save for retirement. I don't know what happens. And I read this thing the other day by a gentleman named Rolf Smith. And he did a research and a study, and here is kind of a synopsis of what Mr. Smith said. He said the average child asks 125 probing questions per day, but the average adult asks only 6. So somewhere between childhood and adulthood, we lost 119 questions. When we stop asking questions and start making assumptions, dreams start dying, our imagination fades, and miracles seem to quit happening. We got to stop making assumptions and start living again. Start believing in ourselves. Start asking questions. We shouldn't accept everything on face value. There's an old saying that says, the way you see the world isn't the way the world really is. It's the way you are. And most of you know that the way we think and the way we see is a moving target. Something may have upset me this morning, so the way I see the world around me may be influenced by my experience this morning. So with that being said, it's incumbent upon us to every day try to find the good in the experiences we face. Sure, some experiences may off the cuff seem negative, but that don't mean we can't find a grace disguised in it. There's blessings everywhere, but it seems like we're losing the ability to find them, or we're not believing enough in the miracle that God created inside of us, that we deserve the ability to dream, the ability to have hope. But we do. It seems like over the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've met so many people that are facing cancer. Some new diagnosis, some reoccurrences, some in the middle of the battle, some at the beginning. Some just got told they had to go in hospice because the chemo or treatment wasn't working anymore. Maybe I'm encountering these people because I face cancer myself, and sometimes I share my story on Facebook. But one thing that has intrigued me the most about this journey of mine is that I'll speak for myself, but I know that I can speak for others that are dealing with cancer. Sometimes we're being told that we're dying, that we learn to finally live. It shouldn't take being told that we're dying to be told that, or that be our encouragement to face life and live. We should live every day, and we need to live till we die. Maybe for me, that's 30 years from now. Who the heck knows? But regardless, we need to keep asking questions. We need to believe in miracles. We need to believe in ourselves. And I know there's somebody that's watching this podcast or even listening to it that right now is going, I just can't. I just can't. I'm at my wit's end. I can't take any more. I'm out of money. My health is suffering. I have no friends. I'm behind on my house payment. My car's broke down. And these problems you face are real. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you they're not. And I'm not even going to tell you that your faith isn't big enough that, if you just increased your faith, read more of the scripture or whatever, that it would all go away. Because it won't. But I will tell you this, that no matter what you're facing, no matter how bad it is, if you'll face it with a positive attitude and hope, you have an infinitely better chance of an outcome that's favorable to you than if you face it depressed and with a negative attitude. Trust me, We've all faced storms. We've all been in them. You know, there's an old saying that says we're either entering a storm, we're in a storm, or we're coming out of one. But regardless, there's storms all around us. But that's how we learn to grow, by finding the grace disguised in them. I want you to start believing in yourself again. Ask those probing questions. Quit assuming the worst. Start believing that miracles can happen. And no matter how old you are, how sick you are, how far the cancer's advanced, no matter what, start learning to live. Your life has value. And if you're watching this right now, it really does mean that you're not finished yet. I want you to dig deep. Find that intestinal fortitude in you. Start living. I say this all the time, but I mean it. Not only does your family and friends and your community need you to be the best you can be, but you need it and deserve it too. So let's go back and surmise this a little bit. The research that Rolf Smith did, 125 probing questions a day as a child, 6 as an adult. So it looks to me like he's right. Between childhood and adulthood, we lost 119 questions. That means our imagination died, our dreams and hopes faded. But today that all stops. We're going to start asking those probing questions. We're going to get our imagination back. We're going to begin dreaming again. And no matter what you've been told, there is hope for tomorrow. And the best way to have that hope or find that hope is start living today. That's why I call the podcast the Alive Podcast. Because we're going to live alive. You know, look me up on Facebook, Dale Childress. Send me some messages. Let's have discussions on here. You know, I'd love to invite you over and sit and do podcasts together. We'll ask questions to each other. I want to hear from you. So go to my Facebook page. If I'm not your friend, friend me. Send me a message. Let's talk back and forth. I want to hear from you. I want to know, especially from people that are living life to the fullest. And I really want to hear from people that are struggling to live life at all. Because all of us matter.